is guaranteed, and should I love you, you would be. Why is this song so high? Why is every song so high? Can we talk to some people and like lower the keys? Like I'm giving myself a headache from how high these songs are, and I'm singing them. Okay, let's do that again. Hey everybody, it's Warren. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today is a big day because we are going into the recording studio to finally lay down vocals for these songs I've been working on over the past semester as a part of my recording project. Here's the deal. I've taken songs written by the musical theater composer Jerry Herman and reimagined them, rearranged them as if they were covered by contemporary pop and rock artists. To my knowledge, this has never been done before because Jerry Herman's songs are written in more of a traditional Broadway and jazz idiom, and to translate that to pop, rock, vocals, song structure, and style has really taken a lot of finagling. So I'm really excited to see how it works. I'm gonna try and imitate and emulate the styles of these iconic artists, from Sting to Justin Timberlake to John Lennon and to the vocals of Journey, and see how these artists would interpret Jerry Herman's songs. There's 12 songs total I've mashed up into a combination of different tracks. And then I've been creating the arrangements using my own computer. I've got a MIDI controller here. I've got a microphone set up so that I can create demo and scratch vocals for each of these new arrangements. And then I taught myself how to use Pro Tools, which is the software that they use in the recording studio, to translate my Logic projects into Pro Tools, created sessions for each of those. Go into the studio, gonna drop off those sessions, we'll open them up, I'll go in and record vocals, and then I've got another session booked next week to mix and master each track, making sure the balance is correct and the vocals are what we want. Really excited. I hope that this all makes sense. I think I've gone out on a limb with some of these arrangements, but it's been really fun and I gotta get going so that I can make it to the studio on time. I'll see you there. So let's get this thing started. Just a little word on what we're doing today. This is kind of a test run for how could a recital work in a more non-traditional format. Are there ways that people can record projects, do live performances outside of a traditional recital structure? And my idea was, with a little help and a little planning, that our students would be able to record a 4 to 6 album EP. Now, an EP, an extended play album, is usually between 4 and 6 songs, and it's less than 30 minutes of music. Any more than 6 songs, and then you're in a full album. Any more than 30 minutes of music as well. You can have EPs that are less than 3 songs, I believe, as long as one of the songs is 10 minutes or longer. I'm not going to be singing any 10-minute songs today, thank the Lord. But just a little note about what this is for me. I grew up with musical theater voice training technique and was a musical theater performer for a while. And it's only been recently that I have delved into the world of contemporary music. I had to sing it all the time, but I haven't had to teach it. I haven't had to like perform it in a regular basis up to the high standard that we're asking our students here at NYU to do. So I thought, how can I sing contemporary songs but honor that tradition of musical theater? One of my favorite composers is Jerry Herman, but his music is so old-fashioned that nobody ever covers it unless it's a jazz standard. If you look up secondhandsongs.com, there's a website that gives you a fantastic list of all the people who have ever covered a particular song. You can look up the original recording and then click through all these people, and you click on Jerry Herman, you find hundreds of people have recorded We Need a Little Christmas. They've recorded I Am What I Am. They've recorded It's Today. But nobody's done it in a rock style. So I thought, what rock singer, if a rock singer covered a Jerry Herman song, what would it sound like? How could we make that work? So this first one that we're going to take a look at is, I found a fantastic ballad from the musical Milk and Honey, which I didn't know at all. And I thought, well, that's such a great little tune. Such a kind of like wistful thought of we need to really appreciate the time we're in. What singer would have written this song or would have covered this song in their heyday? So I thought, why not? Let's try John Lennon. So let's record this a couple times and see what we got. I'm gonna hit record on my iPhone so I have video of it too. And You won't hear the track at home, but with the magic of editing, I'll be able to put it in later. I'm going to try and imitate his vocal stylings just a little bit, but honoring how my own voice works. All right, let me just grab a sip and let's do a couple takes through it. Let's not waste a moment. Let's not lose a day. There's a short forever, not too far away. Another moment's gone. So that pass through I could really hear where I was too close, so I'm gonna pull back a little bit more, especially on the belted notes at the top. I'm actually gonna shape it maybe a little bit, so I'll add a little less chest voice those first couple phrases, and then maybe back off for you in the studio. Oh, hi studio friends. Can you introduce yourselves over the talkback?
I'm Allie.
Allie?
I'm Rain.
And is Atlas in there?
Oh, he just left to get a snack.
Okay, perfect. So we've got a 3-person team just for little old me today, which is very exciting. So now I'm just kind of thinking through my head, let's just do a full pass again. I'll try and just fix vocally those places that I want to redo. And then we'll, if I need to punch a couple of those notes while I'm kind of getting into it. Let's not waste a moment. Let's not lose a day. There's a short forever, not too far away. We don't have to hear the clock remind us that there's more than half of life behind us. Okay, so I was much happier with the balance on each of those things. Fixed some of the intonation issues. I think I want to do a couple different passes at the I Can Only Face Forever. That's measure 22 in my music. Just so I have a couple options of getting in and out of that. I can only face forever. Can you give me like a measure before that punch? I can only face forever. If you come along. I'd love to do that one more time. I think I can get into that little falsetto section a little bit better. I can only face forever if you come along. Ooh, I can only find my way if you're another moment's gone. I was pretty happy with that. So I think maybe taking the second time of the full pass through and then that last second half to the end. Does that make sense?
Yep, I can make note of that.
Hi, friends at home. So we're piecing together this song, which is a rearrangement of "Let's Not Waste a Moment" from Milk and Honey to the tune of John Lennon's "Imagine." So I reharmonized some of those chord changes so they would fit with the Jerry Herman song. Part of the problem with Jerry Herman is that he writes all these chromatic changes which just aren't in place in a lot of pop music. So it was my job to go through and say, like, okay, the vibe really fits, the melody's close enough, the structure almost, and we'll get into some songs later that I really had to play with structure to make sure it was kind of honoring the original melody. What I did for this particular project was take the original recordings of these pop tunes, transcribe kind of the different riffs and the guitar parts from sheet music or from the recordings, put them in as MIDI files. So for those of you who don't know, MIDI is a language that we can use to talk to a computer digitally as opposed to recording an analog recording into the computer. And then it allows you, the thing I say is that like MIDI is like a Word document, and like a WAV file or an MP3 is like a PDF. So you can make little edits to the PDF, but it kind of is what it is. Whereas the Word document, you can go in and change individual letters, you can change the font. And that's what really MIDI allows us to do, is you played everything in with the keyboard, and you can change the patches, the different sounds that you hear, you can change the timing and the tempo. So for this song, It Only Takes a Moment, I was really inspired by the pop punk style of Green Day. And I basically just took a guitar patch on my my computer through Logic, which simulates the way a guitar player actually fingers different chords. So you play a chord like a pianist does, and it'll change it. It knows that a guitarist would never play the chords in that range with that fingering. And so then you can create strum patterns on the keyboard too. So you play the chord with your left hand, and then your right hand can do up and down strums, and also kind of these mute strums, which gives it that kind of like rock edge. You put an amp on it, throw some virtual drums, and then you basically have a track that sounds kind of as close as you can get to the original without hiring a drummer and guitarist, because we're trying to do this on a budget. Do we have that track up? Yeah, let's kind of sing through this once and see what happens. Completely different singing style. So we're going really for that Green Day, like bright, whiny punk style, as opposed to that Elton John, breathy, growly style.
It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again.
Okay, that's one we can throw in the trash. This is a hard sing, especially at 10:20. My preferred time to sing is like 4 p.m. later. Can we get maybe some more compression on this? Is it possible that I can kind of play around with what that's going to sound like? I'm now judging my tone and my dynamics. Woo! And this is high. Arms felt sure and strong. That's what I need to do. Okay, so what I just found out is if I put it in my nose a little bit more, not just making it bright, but also picturing that I'm going kind of into my nose. Arms felt sure and strong. Then I got kind of that Billy Joe Armstrong sound, and it's just much easier. I don't feel like I'm working as hard with my throat. What's actually happening, I think, doing research on this, is that I'm lowering my soft palate a little bit. Strong and only. And then it feels less like shouting and more like that kind of whiny sound, which is what I'm looking for on this song. And in fact, while they're doing some stuff in there, I'm going to bring up the original track of this and just do a little vocal reference to make sure I'm sounding a bit like him.
We're going to run you through a compressor with that.
Okay, great. This is based off of, what's the name of this song? When I Come Around. When I Come Around. And you can see I even threw some of the original melody in there just to give you a flavor of it, but mostly...
You crying loud, right? You crying loud. All the way you go down, searching for that someone that's me on the ground. Sorry for yourself.
And the thing I didn't notice too, now that I'm listening to him, is when he's singing lower, he's actually kind of lowering his larynx a little bit.
Well, don't get lonely now and dry your whining eyes.
So I'm picturing that I'm actually lowering my tongue and my larynx just a little bit to get this sound.
It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then
I think that'll be better for me. So we also have this little box here that I can control how much I hear myself. I can control how much reverb is in the sound. I control how much the backing track is. So I'm just playing with those because it's going to be slightly different for me. Great. Let's do the entire thing one more time. You can just delete that last one. It was terrible. This is the other thing too to remember is as you're going through, which takes did you actually like, and checking in with your engineer to say like, oh yeah, that actually we can use almost all of that, or not.
it only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again.
Have some more water.
It only takes a moment. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. To be loved a whole life long.
Oh, are you familiar with this song? Anybody in the booth? Have you heard this song before? It's in the movie WALL-E. You remember WALL-E when he's like falls in love with Eve? It sounds very different. It goes, it only takes a moment. That's bad. I'm going to change the vowel. My it wasn't working, so I had to do
it only takes.
That's going to fix it. Let's do it.
It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long.
I liked a lot of parts of that. I think I really got into the style of it. I was chewing those vowels and throwing off of there's a couple places that are a little funky, but maybe we'll take that as kind of the full pass and pull from some of the other takes that sound a little sloppy. Great. Okay, so let's move on to the hard one, which is the one that I based off of Journey, Don't Stop Believing. That one's song is called I Am What I Am. So I Am What I Am is a famous anthem, a Broadway anthem. It's been covered by a lot of people. I thought, well, what's the most anthemic rock song that has ever anthemed an anthem? And of course, it's got to be Don't Stop Believing. The problem with this is Jerry Herman writes in a style, I Am What I Am doesn't fit kind of a standard, it's AABA, but the A sections in the they're so short that they don't align perfectly with kind of the chord changes of a rock song. So I fudged some of the structure, and then I got to the B section. There's this bridge, that's the street light, people living just to find it. That part I was like, oh no, this doesn't fit. Do I have to transpose the melody? I thought, well, there is another anthemic song in the same show. La Cage aux Folles is what I Am is from. It's the movie The Birdcage, the Nathan Lane and Robin Williams is kind of an adaptation of the story of La Cage aux Folles. There's another song called The Best of Times Is Now, and I just started singing that over top of the bridge. I was like, this is nearly perfect. So it just took a couple of structural tweaks and then created kind of this medley mashup of two songs over top of the original song. Problem with this is I'm gonna have to sound like Steve Perry for the next however long it takes us to record this. Whoo! And it is high. Although I think it might be okay. Let's go ahead and just kind of sing through the whole thing. It's longish. I might flag you down and we'll stop if it feels like the car's going to run off the road, which it might.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. Let's go ahead and stop there. I need to listen to him sing this just a little bit because I'm really trying to get that sound. And if I'm not doing his vowels right, then it's going to be bad. So let's take a look at Don't Stop. It's funny how you like know a song, but you don't necessarily know what the singer's doing. Different key until I lowered it.
Living in a lonely world. He took the midnight train going
anywhere. Ooh. Sometimes you create an idea for yourself and you put too many rules on it, and then you're like, oh no, now I have to do this thing that I decided was going to be a good idea. I'm getting some nods from the booth. They know what I'm talking about. All right, let's try it again. One night, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, how I am what I am. Oh! Woo, I'm sweating. I need to take my sweater off. Oh, whose idea was this? Okay, I'm trying to play around with a melody that sounds a little bit more like Don't Stop Believing because this melody is just getting a little stagnant, but it's not working. So I think I'm just going to stay on book, do like the cleanest pass through the entire thing, try not to compensate for the fact that it's a hard sing, and drink like a gallon of water right now. I was almost happy with the B section. So let's say that's the only thing we can keep from that. And actually the first verse through was pretty decent. So let's say we'll keep first verse and chorus.
Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. The best of times is now. What's left of summer but a faded rose. The best of times is now. As for tomorrow, well, who knows, who knows, who knows. So hold this moment fast and live in love as hard as you know how. And make this moment last, because the best of times is now.
Yeah, I think a little break is good. You're smart. I said I was going to go through, and she was like, no, stop. It's like, yep, got to get back into it. I think I may actually try and do an alt melody on this section. Can we just do a couple passes where we record each one, and I'll just improv some melodies that fit the chord progressions?
Sure thing. Same place or?
Let's start 2 before the final verse, verse 3. I am what I am. How does the melody go? Don't stop. I am what I am. And what I am needs no excuses. Let's try that. Ooh, oh, that might be fun. Oh, it's getting weird. I am what I am. And what I am needs no excuses. Let's do it. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I do my own death. Sometimes
Okay, I almost know what I want to do now. Isn't this fun? Are we having a good time? Don't tell the truth on that. Let's do just a couple more passes on this. I'm going to need to take a vocal break.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hey world, I am what I am. Never gets any easier. Some of that I really liked.
For sure.
Yeah, let's do that final pass again. 82, that final verse to the end. I just need to fix that melody because it's sticking in my brain the whole way. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuse. Needs, don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. That's what it needs to be. Sometimes the deuces. Great. We'll do that, and then I'll do some BGVs and see how it works. Last pass, folks at home. I hope you're enjoying me just crashing and burning. It's great.
We're just doing the last section again?
Yeah, let's do the whole thing from 82.
I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I do my own day.
And then we can move on, even though it's not perfect. Perfect isn't real, perfect is fake. Perfect is what happens when you press a button. That's a pretty good song that I just wrote. Like that. Nobody steal that. Let's take a look at, since we're kind of in this same vocal range, let's do If You Walked Into My Life Today. So while they're setting it up in the booth, If You Walked Into My Life Today is kind of the 11 o'clock number of the musical Mame, starring the great late R.I.P. Angela Lansbury. And this song is a challenge because she is singing this at the end of kind of the play about this relationship she had with her adopted son, kind of her nephew. And the words itself it's all a little complicated, and it's about like regret and wanting to have done better in your life. And I couldn't find a ballad that fit the same feel. Basically, my whole process for doing this was put on a karaoke track of a really famous pop song that you recognize the hook from right away, and just sing a Jerry Herman song over top of it and see like what connections come. And it's just always from the weirdest ones that you're like, huh, okay, maybe. So this one was like, well, what's a really iconic opening riff? And the of Every Breath You Take, Sting and the Police. I was like, well, let's see if we can make this work. It's a bit of a struggle, but I think you might be happy with the way it turned out. Imitating Sting's voice is also really hard too, because he does this kind of like rounded lip. It's kind of this, should I blame the times on her? And he rarely ever sings with vibrato at all, which is just really tricky for a singer to like keep your pitch so true with straight tone all the time. So let's go through this and just see what happens. It's longish, but yeah, we'll just see what happens from the top. Did you need a stronger hand? Did you need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I tough? Did I give enough? Did I give too much? I missed the pickup on that, but I'm almost happy with that. I'm going to listen quickly to Sting singing Every Breath You Take and make sure I'm getting his vocalisms right. Every breath you take. I think we're close. I think that's what I'm going for. Different key. It's breathier. Every breath you take, did you need a stronger hand? Great, I'll put more air into it, and I think that'll give me the same sound I'm looking for. Let's do it from the top again.
Were his days a little dull? Were his nights a little wild? Did I overstate my plan? Did I stress the man and forget the child? And there must have been a million things that my heart forgot to say. Would I think of one or two if it walked into my life today? Should I blame the times I pampered him, or blame the times I bossed him? What a shame I never really found the boy before I lost him.
Great. Let's jump ahead to 56, final verse, I guess that's what that was, final chorus.
While the years a little fast, were his what?
I might take it up the octave.
While the little free, was there too much of?
I think I'll do that. That's pretty cool.
Was there too much of a crowd, all too lush and loud, and not enough of me? Not enough.
I need to do that all again. Woo! The placement is just, this is the other thing that's throwing me off, live streamers. The placement is so different from song to song for each of these characters, and like, woo, that it's really hard to switch on a dime into completely feeling my voice in a different part of my vocal track.
Were his years a little fast?
That's what I need to do. I'm gonna see if I can do it.
If that boy with the bugle, if he walked into my life
I liked almost all of that. What do we think? Is that usable? Okay, cool. Let's pick up these background vocals. It's a two-part vocal that happens at starting at measure 49.
If he walked into.
Hello, 1, 2, 3. I think you lost me. Hello, I'm still here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Musical guest, Sting. There you are. Hi. There were a couple good things about that take, but I think we probably got better of most of those things other places. But just to have it. Great. Okay. This is the final song. This one is the Time Heals Everything in the style of Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River. Time Heals Everything and I Won't Send Roses are from a show called Mac and Mabel. They're sung, each one is sung by Mac and one is sung by Mabel. Reverse it. Time Heals Everything sung by Mabel and I Won't Send Roses sung by Mac. Both really kind of complimentary ballads showing about how they can't like fit together. And one of the greatest breakup songs of the early 2000s is Cry Me a River, because we all know like Justin Timberlake's relationship with Britney Spears and even leaned into it. He put like a Britney lookalike in the music video. So I thought, okay, this is so much closer to what I'm looking for. So I'm going to really go for that Justin kind of breathy, falsetto-y quality on this one. Time heals everything. The trick with this song is both of these songs are in major. Cry Me a River is clearly in minor. So I thought, okay, do I alter the melody or do I actually set the melody up starting a third higher so I'm still singing a major melody over top of the minor key changes? And that's what I went with, so I hope it works. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Time heals everything. Tuesday, Thursday. Time heals everything. April, August. You find patience, the break will mend. And one fine morning, the hurt will end. Forget my shoulder when you're in need.
Forgetting but lost the plot. Riff too much. Forget my shoulder, shoulder. Forget my shoulder. I'm singing the wrong notes on that. Oh crap. Forget my I want and roses. Is that right? Let me test it. I want and roses. F sharp. No, I'm singing right. Roses. Is that what's on the page? F sharp. No, I was right. Okay, great. I don't have to re-sing that part. Can we go back to forget my shoulder when you're in need? That's measure 38 for me. I want some roses and roses soon to you so. I think that fixed that for me. Okay, if I were to put a cut into this next half, I think I would actually cut completely measures 48 through measures 55. But I think right now, let's try singing. These melodies don't quite fit over top of each other, but I think I can fudge them enough that they will. Forgetting birthdays is guaranteed. And should I love you but be not asked to know? I won't see roses and roses soon to you so. So that was kind of all over the place, but that's how that would track. And I just don't think I need to sing both of those verses straight through. So my instinct is that we would just, when I put the cut together, we'll just start at 56 and I'll sing the lyrics of 56 straight through to the end. For I won't sit, but I'll sing the lyrics of 48. I won't sit roses or hold the door. I won't remember which dress you wore. How should I love you, you would be. That's how I'm going to put that together. Time heals, time heals, time heals, time heals. So you see how that's going to fit together now. I'm just going to have to fudge some of the melody lines and the timing so it's not as clashy as it is right now. So I think my instinct is to keep the I Want and Roses, the one that we did first, the same, and I'll try and improv around that with timing and melody using the top line, the time heals everything. If you have anybody else in the booth who can just kind of like circle a measure or two that I might want to rethink when I sing the notes, or maybe sing an alternate melody so it doesn't crunch so much. Time. If I stay on the bottom note for longer, it doesn't crunch with the C sharp B, which does mash up against that D sharp. Time heals everything. Maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll wait and hit that heals everything after the door. Can I hear what that'll sound like with my I Want Some Roses pre-record track? Time heals everything. Tuesday, Thursday, time heals everything. April, August. Though it's hell that I'm going through, some Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, I think I figured it out. If I just delay each of the moving phrases until the next bar downbeat, then I have a little gap for it. Thank you so much for your patience with this. This is something that I could not figure out myself. Like, and if you have other places too where you're like, ooh, let's do something different on that. Some Tuesday, Thursday, April, August, autumn, winter, next year, someday. Time heals everything. Time heals everything but love. I think that was all like almost pretty good. How's it sounding on your end?
It sounded good.
Okay, it should be cool. It shouldn't be like cringe? Are we on the cool side instead of on the cringe side?
I think we're getting there.
I won't say roses or hold the door. Is guaranteed, and should I love you, you would be. Why is this song so high? Why is every song so high? Can we talk to some people and like lower the keys? Like I'm giving myself a headache from how high these songs are, and I'm singing them. Okay, let's do that again. Time heals everything. Time heals everything. But loving you, yeah. Oh, this would be so much easier if it was in the afternoon. Loving you. Time heals everything. Time heals everything. But I lost it. One more time, sorry. By loving you. That was fine. It's diminishing returns at this point. Okay. I would love to record the little vocalies that's at the beginning. So it's like, so we'll just record in that intro section. Yeah, can I just do that one more time? Actually, maybe we'll double it. And I'll even do a little different quality to my voice. Just sound like Gregorian chant. Close enough. That's close enough. I'm going to shut down the stream, everybody. Those of you who are still watching at home, thank you so much for joining us for this journey. I'm going to keep this up so you can watch portions of it. I'll timestamp it. But everybody, have a wonderful Monday. A wonderful day. Hey, everybody, I'm back. So it's been about a week since I was in the recording studio. And in the meanwhile, I've been preparing each of those tracks to be mixed and mastered in the studio. When they send you your files, there's a lot of different ways that can happen, but in this particular situation, they sent me Pro Tools projects. I went through each of the vocal lines, listened to the ones that I liked the best, which take I liked the best, and then kind of chose by cutting and pasting those takes together. We call that comping, when you actually create a compilation of all of the different takes that you use throughout the session. And then sometimes the take was great, but maybe the tuning wasn't great. I was a little bit flat or a little bit sharp, or the pitch wavered. And then what we do is called tuning. You use a program that's built into Pro Tools now called Melodyne, where instead of auto-tune, where you just click a button and it locks the notes to the nearest pitch, with this, you can actually go in and sort of paint the pitches the way you would like to hear them. So if I was slightly flat at the beginning of a note, but then found the pitch center later, you can actually slice that flat part out, drag that up ever so slightly so it doesn't stick out to your ear in the final mix. So I went back into the studio today, ready to go with each of my songs comped and tuned, and unfortunately it just takes a long time to do a mix. Pro Tools in the Dolan studio is hooked up to a lot of different modules that they can use to do audio effects processing. And the main effects that we use for a vocal mix are compression, equalization or EQ, and reverb. And combining all of those three elements on top of me now hearing my voice through really nice speakers in the studio instead of my headphones I was using to mix, I realized a lot of places that I still had more work to do. So I've learned a ton, but that unfortunately means that we only completed 3 out of the 5 tracks in the studio today. So my job tonight is going to be to go back through all of those 3 tracks that were completed and then the final 2 tracks and make sure that the comping, tuning, compression, mastering, EQ, and reverb all sound the way that we want them to sound. We're really trying to imitate the sound of those original recordings, and that was the other added element that became complicated today. I was listening to the reference recording of Sting singing Every Breath You Take and trying to create a reverb sound, a compression effect that matched that quality, so we really can sort of give the flavor of those original recordings to be as authentic as we possibly can. But that means there's a lot of work for me to do, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off now and continue with my mixing and make sure everything is ready to go by the deadline. See you soon.